Hey Patriots, it's June 7th, 2026. We are assembled here on this day to celebrate the return of our country to normalcy, even though we're not actually there yet. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to just breeze through it because I know there's other people doing live streams and stuff. And we got an army out there. We got a complete army out there doing live streams, showing you guys what's going on in the real world that isn't fake news. It's actually what's going on the ground, and we are here to report on it. First of all, we are celebrating 500 days of Trump, man. Trump's been in office now 500 days, not even 2 years yet, and look at all the accomplishments he's done. He has signed unending executive orders, and the Congress just continues to twiddle their thumbs, to stab Trump in the back. It's despicable what our Congress is doing, and that is another thing that is front and center. If you're not paying attention to anything, I'm here to tell you what's going on, because there have been congressional hearings all last week. Many congressional hearings have been happening where the true colors of our Congress are coming out. They have hearings where they bring in a Trump cabinet member and they try to grill him on whatever topic. And as we can see by the hearings, that each Democrat is given a talking point, whether it's the men and women sports talking point or any of their talking points that they have. And they're just put in charge of that one topic. There was a hearing that I saw with, I think it was Marco Rubio, where they had time to go around the table again. And each and every Democrat congressman came up and came back to the original subject that they were trying to talk. It had nothing to do with the hearing that they were having at the moment, but it was all their talking points. And we've seen them start yelling at people. They want to reclaim their time. They stand up and they storm out of the hearings. They all kinds of childish behavior, and this is out of our elected officials, supposedly. We still don't even know if these elections are real because of what's going on right now in California. California right now, that election is a crime in progress, Patriots. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. 2020, 81 million votes. No freaking way did Joe Biden get 81 million votes. And we can't run a country like this. We have to have valid elections. We have to believe in the elections. We, the people, are the main force in this country. We own this country, and we vote for those who we want in power to govern this constitutional republic. We have a constitution that's a framework. We have representatives that are sworn in to defend that framework, and that is not happening right now. There are a lot of good congressional people, but it only takes a few rhino Republicans to vote along with the Democrats. There is not one good Democrat out there. They're all voting against what we the people want, what their own people want. Their own people want a safe and secure election, but they're not voting for it. In a block, the Democrats will not vote for the Save America Act, which would give us secure elections, keep men out of women's sports, and prevent genital mutilation of minors, which is absurd that we cannot get a vote on this thing. And all it takes is all the Democrats and 4 or 5 or 15 Republicans that want to vote along with them to thwart what Trump is trying to do for this country, what our president that we elected is trying to do for this country. So yeah, 500 days of Trump. It all goes away if a Democrat ever wins the presidency again, unless Congress steps forward and institutes all of this into law. All the things that Trump is doing need to be codified into law, and it's not happening. So welcome, chat. It's a beautiful day. I hope you can all find some deep shade somewhere to stay cool in. I did. Got a beautiful spot right here. I got, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a pickleball court over here. This incessant noise that comes from these pickleball courts is really pissing some people off out there. Not me, but I've heard people just incessantly complain about the noise of pickleball, which is crazy. I mean, they're oblivious to the fact that the NFL turned gay. Major League Baseball is gay. You know, they're still watching all that stuff, and that we have rigged elections, that we had a phony president for 4 years. They're oblivious, and all they got to do, the biggest problem in their life is the noise that pickleball courts make. So it's kind of ridiculous. I hope Americans become more clued in about what really matters to this country, in this country right now. But the hearings are just a blatant display of what's going on in Congress right now. And it's no wonder that we have gotten to this point that we're at right now. In fact, there was a hearing, it was a couple of weeks ago, where they brought in Fauci, the author of the whole COVID pandemic, you know. And not one Democrat showed up to ask Fauci any questions. They only Republicans, and they ask a lot of questions. It sure sounds like Fauci's guilty of mass murder, but it never goes anywhere. It never goes anywhere. They had hearings about Joe Biden and his family's bank accounts 3 or 4 years ago. And James Comer, the head of that hearing, recommended prosecutions to the DOJ at the time, FJB's DOJ, but it didn't go anywhere. 217 suspicious activity reports on Biden family bank accounts went nowhere. Okay, and then now here we are 3 or 4 years later. We got Nick Shirley pointing out all this fraud in Minneapolis. A couple of people went to jail now. That finally we are getting action on that, and that's a lot better than no action whatsoever. And we are taking baby steps forward to taking our country back, but we are taking steps in that direction. That's what's really encouraging in the Trump presidency right now. But we got to identify our good Congress people and support them, and identify the rhinos, identify the stalwarts that don't want us to make progress to make America great again. All right, I got some chatters in here. Hello, Carrie. Carrie's Musings and Priscilla Victor. Hello. Good to see you guys. It's good to have you out here. I see you guys in the chats all the time. Represent, man. Represent. Represent well. Trump is running the art of the deal. I don't know if it was yesterday, moments ago, Trump was being interviewed by one of the mainstream lizards, and he just got up and walked out on the interview. I think they were discussing rigged election in California, the crime that is in progress right now in California. So if you're not, if you're oblivious to this, you still got time to catch the crime by just watching on what's going on in California right now. They're taking weeks to count an election, and the numbers that are coming through don't make any kind of analytical sense whatsoever. I could go into detail on that, but it doesn't really matter. They're cheating the election in California right now, today, yesterday, the day before. Next week, they're going to be cheating the California election even more, trying to get Spencer Pratt out of the race and trying to get Steve Hilton out of the governor's race. And the numbers show that's what's happening. It makes no logical sense how these late votes getting counted all amount to getting Pratt out of the election and Hilton out of the election. So it's pretty obvious. If you're oblivious, go check it out. You still got time to watch the rest of the crime in progress in California. If you only got 5 minutes a day to check out what's going on before you want to watch the gay NFL or the basketball or whatever, just go to Truth Social and check and subscribe to Trump and just read his tweets there. If Trump is saying a lie, there will be a huge crescendo of backlash against what he says in his posts. And that's why they had to delete him from Twitter back while he was still president in his first term. They actually took a sitting president off of Twitter. This was before Elon Musk bought it, but maybe you don't remember. That was a long time ago. We've been programmed into having memories like hamsters, you know. It's hard to remember these things, but they did. They deleted Trump off Twitter while he was the president, while he was calling for peace and order in the middle of a insurrection going on. And if you only got 5 minutes, just read what Trump said today. I mean, you may not agree with it, but it is the core of what's happening in the country at that time. Trump's doing a very good job of being transparent about everything. And he's funny. He is hilarious, man. The thumbnail for this video is off of Trump's Truth Social posts, man. It's very entertaining, and it only takes a couple of minutes a day. You'll find out who the good people to vote for are. You'll find out who the rhinos and the backstabbers are. You'll find out what the Democrats are trying to do. You'll find out things like why we're still giving Hezbollah $40 million a week. You know, we'll find out who voted to give Ukraine another couple $1 billion just the other day. 15 Republicans and all the Democrats. They all piled on and decided Ukraine gets another couple $1 billion from you and I. Which is not okay with you and I, is it, right? All right, in other good news, we got John Bolton. He is on trial right now. He is, I'm told that he is going to plead guilty to, he was charged with 17 charges of allowing top secret information to be seen by those who shouldn't see it. He's going to plead guilty to one of those counts. We'll see what happens with the residual of all that. The DOJ just announced many. We had Kash Patel, head of the FBI, Todd Blanche, head of acting director of the DOJ, and several other high-ranking cabinet members had a press conference in Columbus, Ohio, where they just arrested a whole bunch of people there in Columbus. So these arrests are happening. We got to wait for the trials to occur, and it all takes a lot of time. Hopefully we can accelerate this because it is so rampant in this country. We don't have enough judges and lawyers to take care of it all. All right, Kathy Richardson, good to see you here. Yeah, I see you out there in the chats too. It is hard to catch each other, but once this live stream is done, it's posted for all to see, so catch up that way. Lots of streamers doing good stuff lately. We just had, all right, let me talk about Jerry Robinson. She has a grandson who was 18 months old, and the babysitters so abused this child that he died, okay? And right now they are in a hearing in, where was it? Cumberland, Maryland. And the babysitter's a plea deal. So Jerry Robinson had a great live stream today. I saw all you Patriots in there. I'm glad we stick together as a family and support each other for what's going on. Oh, you're in Columbus. Lucky you, Kathy. Wow. Yeah, they're having troubles in Columbus, Ohio. It is a Somali stronghold, and a lot of the same people that were frauding the government out of billions of dollars in Minnesota also do the same thing in Columbus, Ohio. It's a notorious city for the Somalians there, and we're going to get them. We're going to get them. Todd Blanche and Kash Patel was telling us just the other day how many they arrested for that. And it was over a $1 billion. It was approaching $2 billion worth of fraud that they found there and arrested, man. So it is, I love the fact that we all sticking together here and we're staying engaged. We didn't just get the J6ers out of prison and then splinter up, man. We stayed together. We found our family. We see the cause and we march on. And it's not easy. It could be a lot easier to just forget about all this, you know, but we don't. We love our country and we want what's best for it, man. Yeah, Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is looking really good, man. I was a little skeptical of Dr. Oz because he ran for senator here in Pennsylvania, and it seemed like a lot of shenanigans from the Pennsylvania GOP here in order to get our senator elected, and it seemed odd that Dr. Oz was running in Pennsylvania where he's not even from here. It just seemed really weird. Dr. Oz lost in the primary. The Republican did win the senator spot in Pennsylvania here. His name is Dave McCormick, who is somebody I don't even know, but at least Dave McCormick seems to be voting the right way, and I got no troubles with that. But the GOP in Texas just spent $100 million fighting Ken Paxton, okay? And trying to keep John Cornyn in office, who is a notorious, bump on a log to MAGA. Doesn't vote with the program, and a lot of good things have not gotten enacted into law because of John Cornyn. But the Texas GOP felt obligated to spend $100 million trying to keep him seated in his Senate seat against Ken Paxton, another Republican. So if you donated to the Texas GOP, reconsider your future donations, because they just blew $100 million fighting against themselves, basically. It's total insanity when you really think about it. Let we the people decide, okay? We the people want to decide who represents us, and that's how it happens. But that's not how the Texas GOP wanted it to happen, man. So, and that, all right, it's dangerous territory to say just don't give the GOP money. I mean, MAGA got involved with the GOP, the Republicans, the grand old party, and mainly because it was the easier one to take over, I think. So we do want other future GOP candidates to win their elections. So we will just donate smartly, Watch who you give your money to, as always, man. Uh-oh, Priscilla, are you causing trouble at the courthouse now? Priscilla says she got thrown out of the courthouse on Friday for a sign she had. Ooh. Scary words, Priscilla. You must have really rattled them there. those scary words, you know. But we got a First Amendment right to say anything you want about power lines and all that stuff. Still not a peep about the lines in the sky, which is weird. All right, we're making baby steps. We're making baby steps forward with the MAGA agenda, but not a peep about what in the world they're spraying on us all the time here. You know, I don't know. I'll take victories where we can get them. Basically, like Elon Musk said when he entered the Doge thing, you can point a gun any direction and hit a target at this point, because the targets are everywhere. Everything has been corrupted, so we'll take the baby steps while we can get them. Today, it's noticeable when they're not spraying the sky. Today we got a God sky today. It is beautiful. It is glorious. It's not insanely hot. It's a hot summer day, but there's a nice breeze. There's puffy white clouds in the sky. It's beautiful when they don't spray the sky, man. Keep it up, Priscilla. That's why we love you. You got a voice. Use it. Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with the chemtrails, man. I really don't, man. We're all suffering these weird coughs and chronic ailments. I don't know. I don't know. One day, once all these demons and lizard people are in jail, then maybe we can get to that. Or maybe it'll just go away while they're all in jail. So we'll see, man. What else happened? The DNI director, secretary of the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, was replaced with a dude named Bill Pulte. Bill Pulte is a temporary assignment to the Department of National Intelligence. He comes from the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae department, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. I do know Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac caused us a lot of trouble back in the housing crunch. I hope they got that all taken care of. And right before Tulsi left office, she dumped a couple of grenades on we the people. We're the only ones that saw it and thought, wow, that's weird. The 2020 election was rigged. Wow, that's weird. Obama and all of his cabinet were conspiring to give President-elect Trump phony security reports, phony intelligence reports. So Tulsi just, lit a couple fires and resigned because her husband is very ill right now and needs her right now by his side, which is legit, man. It's God, family, country. So prayers up for Tulsi and her man, and prayers up for Bill Pulte to continue to advance the cause here for exposing these demons and getting them in jail. I did hear that Tulsi's husband did have the surgery that he needed. He's got like a really rare bone cancer or something. And that he survived the surgery, which is good. So hopefully he's going to fight his way out of that one, man. Oh, during this press conference in Columbus, Ohio, Dr. Oz was there, and he was looking very presidential. I gotta say, the people you gotta have command of the camera. When you are in office, you can't look like an idiot, like this guy up in Maine, with the Nazi tattoo on his chest. He just looks like a moron every time he gets on camera. You gotta have the presence and the ability to speak well and all that stuff. And Dr. Oz has got it all. So I'm pretty impressed with him. I'm impressed with Rubio. I'm impressed with a lot of them that are doing really well in the positions of power that they are in right now. And it isn't easy. But Kash Patel announced at that press hearing that not only are we going to have a top 10 wanted FBI list for criminals, we're also going to have a top 10 fraudster list. So now we got 2 top 10 lists, and they are offering giant rewards for locating these people. And hopefully that will lead to more arrests. Right now, there's a top 10 fraudster list wanted poster out there. If you know them, you could make $150,000 by locating them. They're all on the run. Not all of them are in the country right now either, man. So, and then I'm not worried about 2028 at this point either. We got a lot of talent in the pipeline right now. A lot of talent in the pipeline. What do the Democrats got? Nothing. They still got Trump hate, TDS syndrome, and that's what they're going to run on. So good luck with that, Democrats. The Save America Act did come up for a vote. It was 4 Republicans that kept it from becoming law. Tom Tillis, Lisa Murkowski, Mitch McConnell, and Sue Collins from Maine. All right. All it took was 4 Republicans and all the Democrats to keep us from getting the Save America Act again, to keep boys out of women's sports again, to keep genital mutilation from happening to children. 4 Republicans voted with every single Democrat to not allow that to become law. So our disgust with rhinos is well earned. Well earned. The funny thing is that Sue Collins is the main Republican representative, okay? And this Nazi nipple guy is the Democrat representative, and the Democrats are grilling their own candidate in that battle because I think they want Sue Collins to remain seated there. So I don't give much hope to Maine. Maine is a totally conquered territory at this point. There was a mayor up in Maine who just got found guilty of being a Chinese spy. Legitimate Chinese spy was a mayor up there in Maine. And I've heard there's a couple of good journalists up in Maine that were telling us how about the medical marijuana industry is run by the Chinese, the CCP, basically. And that they just steamroll and prosecute and harass anybody that comes up against them up there using the local police forces and whatever they got. They will come after you if you stand up and say something against them. So Maine is conquered territory, but I know there's patriots there, just like Colorado or California. We know there's good patriots there in California, and they're standing up and getting loud. But man, you're risking it. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, man. Yeah, Priscilla, I did read. You held the sign up at the courthouse. About power lines, and then they kicked you out. You are a rebel. Hello, Michael Dolan. Good to see you, man. Hiya, Trina. Good to see you. So it is bizarre what's going on in Maine, who the Democrats are coming up against their own guy there. It's crazy. And I think this is part of it. It's all the display. No matter which direction you look right now, you're seeing this goofiness going on with the Democrat Party up in Maine. You're seeing this goofiness going on with the Democrats in California in the election. They can't count, 15 million votes. It's going to take them 7 weeks to count that. Watch the Trump interview with whoever it was last night. They're so irrational that the president of the United States can't even sit and have a normal conversation with him. The woman just kept talking over the president of the United States after she would ask him a question. Any direction you look right now, the Democrats are looking like lobotomized patients in a nut home, basically. So it was interesting that John Thune did call for the Save America Act to come to a vote once again. They got reasons out the wazoo as to why they can't pass it. The filibuster, the parliamentarian. I mean, they got all these excuses why they can't pass it, but he did call it up for a vote. 4 of them voted against it. And not one senator, not one Republican senator, there's only 50 of them, has stood up and called for John Thune to be removed from Speaker of the Senate. So it's a club, and they're losing their power grip on the government of this country, and not one of them is going to stand up and do anything about it. It's going to take we the people. So I don't know if we're all supposed to go get a sign and go protest at the Capitol. There's nothing more detestable than being a Republican and walking into Washington, D.C. and trying to do anything there. It's like open season on Republicans there. You're allowed to be harassed. You're allowed to be attacked. You're allowed to be, just stalked. You're allowed to be followed, and you're allowed to be your character to be assassinated. But it's just very detestable to go to D.C. And I think we want our government, our system, to work the way it's supposed to. The only reason is it is so damaged right now that it's not firing on all cylinders right now. Trump just got rid of 350,000 federal employees. The Department of Justice just got rid of, 2,000 lawyers that walked out on a job because they couldn't be working for the DOJ under Trump. They were so Trump derangement syndrome, they couldn't even keep their own jobs. They self-deported themselves right out of their jobs. Okay, and this money, a couple $billion to go to Ukraine, was just voted in favor of by 18 House Republicans. So those aren't senators; those are the House of Representatives people, Congress people, and 18 Republicans just sided with all the Democrats to decide to give Ukraine a couple of $1 billion again. Still, like just the other day. And I know we're hearing a lot of stuff about John Fetterman and everybody going, gee, he sounds like a rational guy, because he'll come out and say Trump derangement syndrome is the leader of the Democrat Party. And he'll say things like that. But John Fetterman voted against the Save America Act again. So watch what he's saying. He sounds good. I think the Democrat, it just gets Democrats into the headlines again. But he is not your friend. He's not a Democrat. Don't ever vote for a Democrat again, Patriots. This is the lesson. This is the grand lesson in everything. You can't just vote for any Republican either, but never a Democrat. If they're on the Democrat Party ticket, they got to stand in line. They got to get in line with the program, or they will be removed. They will be removed. So that was just a couple things I thought were important, Patriots, that we should just sit down and talk about for a while. Tomorrow, Jerry Robertson's going to be at the Cumberland, Maryland courthouse, standing up for her grandson, Weston. I think in the scheme of things, this is a really, really important local case for people to become aware of right now. There are 2 people that allowed a baby to die while in their care. And I don't know what the details are of that. But right now there's a judge willing to hear if they want to make a plea deal. So you can be found responsible for the demise, the death of a male, of a human being, and plea deal your way out of it. I mean, is that what we're being told here? So Jerry Robertson and all of us will be standing strong there on her live stream for her tomorrow. And if there's any of you in the area, it would be cool to see you down there at the Cumberland, Maryland courthouse to support Jerry and hold a sign for justice for Weston. I mean, this young boy, he didn't get to fight back. He didn't make a plea. He didn't get to make a plea deal. This is just horrendous. Human nature took over here, and justice requires a payment. You know, goes all the way back to the biblical times. You know, you can't commit a crime and get caught and just be let go, unless we're talking about the atoning blood of Christ, because that is the way it works on that one. Oh, hallelujah. Because there'd be nothing we could do about our own sin. We're guilty. All of us are guilty of sin and deserve death. But Christ came down and shed his blood and atoned for the sins. We are the redeemed. We are the, and it isn't anything within us that saved ourselves. We didn't decide to believe. We were gifted with the insight to accept that gift of Christ's blood to atone for our sins, man. Oh yeah, Trina. Yeah, Cash Kelly just had a really good podcast on his YouTube channel I was listening to. And he got into some of the nitty gritty details of being in prison for, I don't know what, a year and a half. He was actually found guilty of like trespassing, which should have been a 30-day sentence, but he ended up spending a year and a half in prisons and jails all over the country. And he just started reflecting on that time, and that was a very, very good insight into what went on with the J6ers while they were in prison. And not just the J6ers, just what is going on in the prisons. And since that time, that all became known to us, how corrupted the prison system is, how corrupted the Department of Justice, the Bureau of Prisons is. And we have not seen any changes to the Bureau of Prisons to this day. So we're still fighting that. I guess it got put on the back burner for a while. And it's all potent stuff to be addressed later. So join us tomorrow on Jerry Robertson's stream, and let's stand up for Little Weston, and let's make sure justice is served for the people that were responsible for his death. That's basically all we're left with here as the living, right? And it will suffice until we all meet again in glory one day. So thanks for joining me, Patriots. It's been awesome talking to you again on this fine day from the deep shade. And once we got more to talk about, I'll get back on here and we'll do it. All right? All right, God bless you all. This is Jericho, over and out.